A late great leader who I admire once said that confidence thrives on honesty, on honor, on sacredness of obligations, on faithful protection, and on unselfish performance. Without them, it cannot live. When President Franklin Roosevelt made this statement, it wasn't targeted towards women, because during those times, what more was a woman than an asset to a home? But what he did allude to the promise of great benefits to the individual that exudes confidence. Due to my years of service to the communities in which I have visited and lived, I am fortunate to say that selfish with performance behind it is not in my vocabulary. Throughout my life, I was taught the value of purpose and honesty and loyalty. Without it, I'm sure I would not be standing here before you today with hopes of being your next President of the United States of America. But what is life if not to improve it and make contributions to better the life of yourself and others? It takes confidence, which unfortunately many do not have. The confidence to succeed and achieve warrants a fruitful and joyous life which leads you to many great places. I, Michelle Reed, stand here humbled to graciously accept the nomination to run for President of the United States of America. I plan to work for all Americans, not just Democrats. It will be my personal duty to make sure that America has the strongest national security. To ensure the safety of our fellow Americans, I will implement civil defense and emergency preparedness measures for anything unexpected. I am very aware of the possible nuclear attacks from North Korea and are fully prepared to ensure you that you do not need to worry or be afraid. I stand stating that this agreement can be settled in another way. Under no circumstances is a nuclear missile an acceptable form of attack. These nuclear devices leave decades of lasting effects on the citizens of the country and surrounding areas. Innocent children and families become victims of such careless acts. I will do everything in my power to plead with North Korea to negotiate another effective testing method to avoid disastrous societies here at home in the United States as well as abroad in Korea. Today it is a known fact that the world is hotter than it has been in 2,000 years. We are experiencing faster sea level rise and more extreme weather than any scientist has predicted. And if we continue this route, the temperature will continue to rise, putting our world in danger. This is a problem and must be fixed. In my 4 years as president, I will fully support and implement alternative plans that scientists have worked so diligently to discover. Renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and geothermal will be at the household names and ways to power our vehicles and electricity. These plans for the future will also create jobs of the future and help restore middle-class security. In order to do this, we must educate our youth, and that starts with a strong school system. But how can we do that if our students can't afford college? This is a shared responsibility in order to tackle rising tuition. We have to support better teaching, higher education, and expand the length of time student loans are due after graduating college. Additionally, all Americans deserve health insurance. A major goal of the Affordable Care Act is to put American consumers back in charge of their coverage and care. New regulations will crack down on some of the most egregious practices of the insurance industry to help people with pre-existing conditions gain coverage and keep it when they need it, and protect the American choices of doctors. In regards to the economy and taxes, immediate tax relief for workers and their families is imminent and will be one of the first takes completed once I step foot in the Oval Office. Homeowners hit by the housing crisis can no longer live in shelters with their children and countless other families in sometimes unsanitary conditions. Post-Katrina states such as Louisiana and Mississippi are still suffering 8 years later. 8 years! This is nearly a decade. These states have gone with little to no assistance. Businesses have to start hiring in order to stimulate the economy. The government cannot do it all. We cannot allow vital services to be written off and forgotten, much like the citizens and families who have suffered from recent disasters. Unemployment is running out, but with the help of businesses, it can be saved. There's more than a family with a child suffering from cancer needs to worry about than finding a secure employment. No American should have to worry about what happens to their family if they get sick and if they will be able to survive without them. So not just some, but all Americans' health insurance. As a fellow American and a child of a Haitian mother and Asian father, a topic very near and dear to my heart is immigration. Recently, my grandmother spent 4 long years working with the United States to get her sister here from Haiti. When my grandmother shared the details of which she had to go through to get her here for a month visit, the first thought that came to my mind was, this needs to be fixed. The restraints on immigration need to be loosened. Though we must protect our country from terrorists and outside harm, I see no means to hinder an innocent person seeking U.S. citizenship. Our country's allegiance is to represent one nation under God. So how do we limit his children from entering the country? Currently, those wishing to become citizens must sit for a drawn-out, tedious process that can be decreased. The length and time it takes to grant citizenship can be used in other areas. I desire to implement laws which aids our future citizens in obtaining employment opportunities before they are granted U.S. citizenship. Considering the stimulus plan I wish to put into play, release from the expense of foreigners will not deter our funds. Immigration is not an event that we can control. It is an act of people in hopes for a better life, people who desire to walk on American soil. President Roosevelt said, "We are trying to construct a more inclusive society. We are going to make a country in which no man is left out." I, Michelle Reed, hope that you look at me not as a Democrat, a black woman, a Haitian, or any superfluous thing, but all see passion and desire to improve America and our future for the betterment of everyone. I would love your vote so that together we can help bring America and its neighboring countries together. Thank you.